Hi, I'm Samantha Mazzell, and this is Slide UX's interview series for Human's Sake, where I chat with people who enhance users' experiences virtually and in the flesh. Thanks so much for your time, Jeff. So Jeff Spitzer is the Vice President of Client Services at Interviewing Service of America, ISA, to those of us who know it and love it. He's a fellow Oregonian, and he is a crusader for healthy living, as we know.
Yes.
So let's and go to his LinkedIn to learn more about that part of his life. So, but zeroing in on your work with ISA, let's get started with the most important question of all, Jeff. All right. So we are in the midst of some unique times, and we all want to know, how can market research save the world? But seriously, how can market research lead us into any sort of like new thinking, or, how are you going to end this thing with some market research for us?
I wish I had the answer to that in the big picture. I probably don't, but I can speak to what we're doing at ISA and our different divisions. One of the things that we've been doing is we've been doing a lot of our own research and releasing it publicly. So on all the social channels, on our Soapbox Sample and ISA websites, it's out there. So we've been doing a lot of research on this current pandemic, and we're just trying to gauge the sentiments, the attitudes and perceptions, and how they're changing with the consumer population. And the whole goal being of promoting awareness and understanding. We just want to help people make more informed decisions. That's what research is, right? So that's one of the things we're bringing. The other thing, in all of our client work now, maybe not all of it, but a lot of our clients now are trying to understand this new normal, right? And what trends are here to stay? What trends are going to die with the pandemic, and really how to focus and how to move forward long term. So we're obviously trying to help clients understand that. But the biggest thing that we're doing right now is we're doing a lot. We're headquartered in Los Angeles, and we're doing a lot in California. In fact, those who are in the LA area may have seen that Los Angeles Mayor Garcetti do his daily briefings, and he's quoted a lot of statistics from our research in those briefings. And that's been fun and encouraging to hear. Absolutely. Possibly the most important thing that we're doing right now is we're working right now with LA County health officials and some experts from USC and Stanford on trying to better understand what's going on. So what we're doing is, well, let me back up a little bit. What you may have heard that there's people with no symptoms. There's asymptomatic, or very mild symptoms out there potentially spreading the virus and not even knowing that they have it, and yet infecting others. And so what we're trying to do is help understand the bigger picture of what's going on. Our role is we're recruiting representative samples of both sick and healthy people to be tested for COVID-19 antibodies. So the whole idea being that by looking for the antibodies, we'll have a better idea, better understanding of the actual percentage of people who have been infected and also recovered, and just to give the population a clearer picture of what's really going on.
How are y'all touching that work?
We're doing the recruiting. So we're recruiting people to central locations to receive the test.
Wow. I love it. And so a firm like y'all's, to be able to do that in kind of a for lack of a better word, kind of like this nimble way, rather than going to kind of like medical testing or things like that, where they have their whole recruiting system, to be able to just, how to get to the people that they need. And rather than showing up for a focus group, you're showing up for a swab.
And basically, yes. And so we have the infrastructure in place, obviously. We have the online panel, we have we have qualitative database. I mean, we have all the resources to leverage in order to reach people and pull them in for this. So
that's wonderful.
That's one way that we're doing it.
That's great. And that just made me think about how, y'all should really be working off of the popularity of soap in your soapbox, titling right now. I mean, it's all about soap, really.
You know what? There is actually a Soapbox Soaps company.
Rats.
I ran into
Rats.
The founder of it at a conference a couple years ago.
Very cool. Awkward.
Yeah. So, anyway, I don't know what the answer is on the bigger picture. Research can play a role, obviously. I mean, we're trying to play ours. It might take out of the box thinking. It might take, branching into non-traditional business areas, but researchers can definitely play a role in at least educating the public, if not
Absolutely.
helping people get tested like we are.
We're all in a similar space of learning right now. The whole world is in a beginner's mind, then discovery phase of research, essentially, and that's really cool to hear how y'all are directly touching that with your recruiting. Really cool. Well, okay, so now we've got that covered. Check, solved. So another thing I was sort of wondering about, so I know that you speak to all sorts of clients who presumably kind of come to you knowing what they want from research. And I would assume that there are times that what they think they need differs from what they need. And so I wonder about any kind of like blind spots that clients might have when they're requesting market research, and how do you handle that?
Take a budding industry like the cannabis industry now, where we do a lot of work in that space. Get it, budding?
I do, and I like it.
So, any new business, a lot of end users, obviously, they don't really know what exactly they want. They know that they want to get a new product out there, a new idea out there, test their messaging, whatever it is, but they don't really know specifically. So, for example, in the cannabis industry, it's still pretty entrepreneurial, and they tend to rely on guts and guesses rather than research and data when launching a new product. And so one of the things that we try to help them do is to understand what it is, like you said, that they need to know instead of they want to know. Because right now, what most of them want to know, and they're correct about this, is when they're new in the space, they want to bring a product that is unique and that competitors aren't going to be able to match, right? And so and that's great, but what we really try to help them understand is that their product may not be the best fit for every cannabis user out there. So we try to help them understand who's the niche audience that they need to be reaching with their marketing message, and how to tailor that message to them. For example, take one of the audiences that we uncovered during some of our research. And by the way, we've done a lot of this and we posted it similar to the COVID research. It's out there on our social channels as well around cannabis. But one of the audiences that we uncovered is fitness buffs who use cannabis products during their workout routine for things like improved focus, better recovery. There's other benefits that they claim it has. But so there's an example of an audience where a cannabis brand could tailor their product and their messaging specifically to them, and it would speak directly to them, rather than what a lot of them are doing is putting a product out there that's very general, trying to reach a general audience, and it just gets lost in the noise. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of companies make when they're first launching something without a lot of experience in messaging and research, obviously.
Yep. And that makes a lot of sense. And do y'all do so you're conducting that research, and are your deliverables sometimes in the form of sort of personas and things like that?
Oh, yeah. We've developed personas. Actually, we've released a lot of those personas as well that we've uncovered. Again, on our social channels, you'll find them.
It's so great that you do share so much of this publicly.
Yeah. And the idea, I mean, obviously we want to become a leader in the space, in the cannabis space. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing it. So we help them uncover personas. We help them test things with their personas, the messaging, the new product concepts, things like that. And really help them understand who it is they want to reach, because they think they want to reach
everyone. Right. That makes a lot of sense. So if you could design your own survey to answer your most burning questions, who would you send it to? And what would be the top 2 questions you'd ask them?
I'm going to answer this personally because as a company, we've done a lot of our own research, right?
Oh, yeah.
We've done the cannabis research and put it out there publicly. We've done the pandemic research and we even did a study on the COVID-19 impact on cannabis consumption.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, that's all out there. So Personally, as you mentioned at the top, you know, I have a passion in health and fitness.
Yeah.
And I'm actually a certified health coach when I'm not, you know, working in research.
Yeah.
And so with so many people right now under stay-home orders and feeling locked up and trapped, I mean, I know people who, they use the new year as a way to gain some momentum on their health goals, and they've been doing really well. And then boom, gyms are closed.
Yep.
And locked up in their house, you know, with their junk food and, you know, family members' junk food that's all in the house. And, you know, it's that. So the biggest thing that I've heard from people is eating, extra eating, overeating happening right now out of stress, out of boredom. People, I mean, you know, as creatures, we tend to turn to food for comfort, and that's happening for us now. And so outside of our normal routines of going to the gym and going to the office, and we're just sort of trying to figure this out. We're all just trying to figure this out. So I guess I want to understand from people sort of how they're feeling and sort of help them navigate this new normal. Because I heard somebody make a joke recently that we're going to call the extra weight gained during this pandemic the COVID-19, as in 19.
Totally, like the freshman 15. I thought of that joke.
Quarantine 15. Somebody else told me that one too. Yeah. And it's a real thing for a lot of us, right? So
Totally.
I guess what I would want to ask people is, you know, how has the current situation affected their ability to live a healthy lifestyle? And then probably follow that up with something more empowering. Like, what's one thing that you could do right now to regain a sense of control in your life, aside from hoarding toilet paper, obviously? But you know,
I love how you're a self-help survey, you know, market researcher, in that your survey question has implicit, you know, empowering messages to it, where someone's looking at what they already have to make themselves feel better. You're like, you know, answer this question. I love that. That's a blend
of, you know, coach training and research, I guess. I don't know. Probably more coach training than anything.
Absolutely. And tell us where we can buy some weights, because we were just we're like a couple, you know, we're too late on it. Like, you know, the other day my husband's like, you know, would you be up for us getting just like one of those mats and some free weights? And I'm like, totally. Nope. They're gone.
I hadn't heard that.
They're gone. We're going to take turns lifting our 40-pound-year-old child. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't have the answer to that. But I would say, you know, definitely check Craigslist and, you know, Let Go and all the, you know, the secondhand apps.
Totally.
For sure. But yeah, it's a real thing. You know, you don't even need, just get moving. That's all most of us need.
Totally.
You know, I'm more, from my perspective, it's more food. Like for weight loss, I work with people primarily on weight loss. And that's like 80-90% food versus activity. But activity is important. Our bodies are made to move. So, I mean, at least getting out and walking your dogs, you know, or, you know, doing some body weight exercises, you know, sit-ups, push-ups, squats, lunges, anything like that. Just get your blood pumping and get moving. Just do something.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jeff. It's just great to see you, and I'm so glad that we're in touch, and let's stay in touch,
absolutely,
you know, with all of it. And I'm psyched to, you know, to know that your COVID stuff is out there for the public to look at, and I'm going to share that with my colleagues right away too.
Yeah, check it out. It's on, like I said, it's on our website. It's on our social channels. And,
so will it be on Soapbox as well? I feel like there's so many.
It's definitely on Soapbox Sample.
Okay.
So if you go to the Soapbox Sample website, soapboxsample.com, and go to news, you'll see, you know, recent press releases and blog posts and that have all that study data there.
Okay, rad. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
It was so great to see you.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.